We are back. Joining us for our second conversation, we have representatives from the Belize Water Services. We have the Assistant Custom Services Manager, Paul Wade. Good morning. And Manager of Water and Wastewater in Belize City, Ms. Reina Gonzalez. Good morning.
Good morning.
So we like to take water for granted, right? If you're not poor, that's what we call. But let's talk about some of the different services that Belize Water Services has to offer us and how we can get some assistance if something goes wrong. Let's start with you, Paul.
All right. Good morning again. Good morning again, viewers. One of the things that Belize Water Services provides is obviously water. We bring that, you take it for granted a lot. When you turn on that tap at home, it comes out, and you think nothing of it.
Yeah.
But there's a lot that goes into it. And to ensure that that happens, there is the water bills. Those are the things that we have to pay to make sure that we're able to get that where you need it. So one of the things is trying to get it easier for customers to be able to get to these services. People who want to get new connections, people who want to be reconnected, people who want to transfer from one property to the next. So all these things, what we're doing now as a company is ensuring that we move into online services, our app, our online portal. These are all things that our customers now are able to don't even have to come into the office to get these services, to even make payments. We have the banks where you can do your online banking. You have all these different avenues to make sure that you have one thing. You can sit in front of that computer and say, or write it on your phone or a tablet and say, hey, I need a new connection. I'm going to just go on our website, bws.bz, log in, apply for a new connection and that sort of thing. So that's where we are right now. And these are the things that, as a company, we're trying to make it easier for customers to access us.
How important is the delivery of quality service to customers of BWS? I ask because, like you said, perhaps the company has gone to great lengths to be able to introduce new mediums for customers to access services and what have you. How seriously is that being taken by the company?
Oh, it's very serious. As a company, our customers are the most important people to us. And what we try to do is make sure that they all have water, all have access to water. It's life. And so as a company, and Reina will get into this in terms of all the investments that as a company we're making to ensure that that happens, that it's easy, it's accessible, and it's one of the, I'd say, most cheapest bill that you would have to pay. So
yeah, I think that's partly the reason why we take it for granted, right?
Yeah.
When you look at the suite of your utility bills,
right.
You look at telephone, you look at electricity, internet, what have you. Water usually comes out at the bottom end of it in terms of how much you're actually paying on a monthly basis, right?
Definitely.
And so because of that, it's a mental thing. I'll be the first to say that, right?
Yeah.
Because we know that it's always there at the top. Sometimes you just leave it running because,
Good.
Definitely.
But we don't look at water as a finite resource.
Which it is.
That can, at some point be depleted, and it poses a problem because we need water to survive, right? That's the most important element for our living aside from sunlight.
Indeed.
Let's go to Reina a bit and have this discussion.
Yes, and indeed, we are working or gearing towards operational excellence. And again, the few topics that you just mentioned are basically what this operational excellence encompasses, right? One would be our service continuity. What do we mean by service continuity? It's precisely that we have to ensure that when the customer opens that faucet, there's water. If there is an outage, BL outage, that we can't pump water to our customers, we need to install generators to ensure that even after power outage, you all still have water, because it's a necessity. it is important for living. Our body is made out of 70% water.
Yep.
So we have to ensure that we provide this to our customers. And we must say, and I must say that we pride ourselves to say that we have a 99.96 service continuity, meaning that even when we have projects happening that we need to do an interruption or we have to provide water but at a lower pressure to accommodate for our customers to still have water while we are doing repairs or while we are doing an additional connection. So we are gearing towards that, right? And another of the items that are of great importance for us, and again, with our customers, our public in general, knowing that we are providing this a very important resource, right? Taking it for granted, yes, we have realized, all of us do sometimes when it's Easter and we need to fill up that pool. But we have also ventured into a campaign to reduce water loss, which is what we call our NRW value. Whatever water is being lost by any leaks, we have seen that customers and the public in general does assist us greatly in calling in, informing us of a leak so we can dispatch our teams out there, right? So, I mean, I must say thank you to our customers that are actively participating in this manner, because that helps us greatly. And that has helped us reduce our NRW from a 25% to a 24%. We are currently at 23.4. So we are getting there in lowering it more and more. What does this imply for us? Again, affordable rates. The less we lose, it adds up to getting more affordable rates.
I'm glad you
for
brought
our
that up,
customers.
because just yesterday I was talking to somebody that said they looked at their water bill and it was a lot higher than normal. And it was because there was a leak somewhere in the house, a pipe was leaking or something happened. But how do we even get to that space of finding that something is wrong before the bill comes? Because then I know we're not to get back money for that. So how do we as customers can take certain measures to prevent our bill from getting that way when there's a leak somewhere? How do we know?
You mentioned before our bill comes in, right? And that's a little tricky. However, I do know that we also have a read your own meter.
Right, read your own
Read
meter.
your
So
own meter
Okay.
one of the
campaign
things
as
that I
well.
could jump in, sorry, right now, is the meters that we have. It's set, it looks like a clock, kind of. It has little sweep hands that go around. And right at the middle, it has a little triangle. And what customers can do to see if they have any type of leaks or anything like that when they turn off everything in their home. That little triangle, if that's what we call a leak detector. If that's still turning, that means something is running or water is passing through that meter. So that's one thing that you can, as a customer, every now and then, try turn it off when you're home on a weekend and just look at it, and if it's still turning, water is passing. It may not be through the taps, but it's passing. And one of the things as customers, I can tell you, one of the things that pass our desk a lot, high bills, leaks. Those pass our desk a lot because customers, of course, want us to review their bill. One of the highest things that, in terms of leaks that happens, is toilet leaks.
Yeah, I got
Toilet
that
leaks
right now.
is
Oof.
toilet leaks is I'd say about 90% of the leaks that we get.
Yeah.
And so one of the things that something simple that you can do, you see, if you think you have a toilet leak, there's you have the little Kool-Aid or Quench-Aid, and you put it in the tank, leave it overnight, and if you see that color comes down at the bottom, that means you need to change a flapper, right? The flapper is inside the tank. That's the one that after a while it becomes warped.
Yeah.
So that's one of the key and one of the ones that I can tell you is 90% of what we see every single day.
Interesting we're having that
Right?
conversation.
No, but same.
But also what I want to see, when we do review, when it is some of those, while we have to look at it by case scenario, we do provide some sort of relief as it may, in terms of some of those bills, especially those extreme ones that you know is on the ground, things like that, where it can't be helped.
I mean, customers, I don't know how to read a meter, you know, so it would be good if somebody were to tell, just like what you said, this is how you're able to track and make sure that there is a leak somewhere, or something is running, or something is wrong. Because I wouldn't have known how to read a meter if you didn't explain it to me.
You asked that question earlier, April, and I'm in no professional capacity to respond the way these guys would. But perhaps from a common sense point of view, you would see water. That it's not one of those things where, you know, if something is leaking, there's a likelihood that you will see the area wet or what have you, right?
True. However, there's times where the toilet leaks are so small in terms like I was telling you, the flapper, it just after a while it just runs through the bottom. You don't see it and you don't hear it unless it's a big, you know, one. And then underground leaks. I mean, when it's one of those hot months or extremely hot days and things like, even though you might have broken service underneath, you might not see because it's just going at the bottom and just going out, and it's not coming to the surface. So there's a number of things that may be to happen too.
Our faucet was outside as well. So
Sorry,
one of our faucets was outside, so I am not going to be looking at it like that all the time. Or if the kitchen cabinet, the wood is wet, I'm not going to see that right away because it's, well, you know, I understand what it is, but sometimes, you know, things happen and you never, you don't really pay attention, which pay attention to your leakages. But yes, when speaking to services and the new operations that you all provide, one of the things that I as a customer always battle with is getting through to customer service via telephone. So I know that we say we call and so forth and people come, but will this new online venture allow me to obtain customer service effectively and officially and speedily, all the ways, efficiently is the way?
Indeed, and you know, there's always challenges with getting in any place, but for us, what we try to do is our call center is made up of actual people who will answer your call, and then you won't get a please press this, please press that, an automated thing. When you get into our call center, it's because you're talking to someone, and we try to be on top of that. But with our online services, you're able to, especially our online portal, you can update your own information, your email, if you change your phone number, you can create a broken service, a high bill inspection, all those things you can go online. On our online services, on our website, or on the online portal, and you can raise all those things right there. You can talk to somebody on our WhatsApp numbers as well. And our WhatsApp numbers, I can tell you, we don't wait a day or 2 days or a week to respond to you. We get to you in about 20 minutes tops, and we talk to you about any of your situations. And those are, especially the WhatsApp is one of the things that we saw that was, we thought it was going to go down after COVID, but I'll tell you, people love it. And that's one of the things that it's so, I guess, convenient.
Yeah, for all intents and purposes, it's the most direct means of communications right now, right? Gone are the days when you have to dial the number, you go to an operator, that operator puts you to an extension, and then you talk to somebody. Whereas now, using WhatsApp or any other digital application, you're talking directly to the people who could address the issue you're having.
Definitely,
Let's get into some of your other services that you were talking about, particularly for this holiday season.
Well,
in terms of services.
In terms of services, I could speak in terms of our raffle. It's one of the things everybody looks forward to all across the country. In our 11 locations, we have we're going to be having a slew of prizes for each location, as well as we're going to be having a grand prize to the entire country. And one of the things you have to ensure is to make sure that to qualify is that your water bill needs to be at zero at least by December 22nd. Because December 29th is when the raffle will be drawn. And I can tell you it's going to be some extremely nice prizes. And it's just a way of BWS giving back to our customers for being there, ensuring that, you know, they're using our services. But one of the other things that we definitely want to touch on, guys, is our investments. Our investments as a company has not been easy, but it's one of those things that has to be done to ensure that we continue. People start moving further, we have to try to get our water out there. People need water. And just to work on some of the aging infrastructure, and that's one of the things I would pass on to Miss Raina, because that's right up her alley.
Take it away, Miss Raina.
Yes. Yes, well, you were asking about services, right? And though we have emphasized greatly on BWS providing water, however, we also do provide the sewer or wastewater collection system, which is our sewer system, right? And we can't as well put that on a side, because as much as it is important for us to provide our customers with water, at least in the 3 main areas where we do provide a collection system, it is important as well to note that, because we are also doing great investments right now on our water treatment plants, especially here in Belize City. We're moving on to San Pedro and then to Belmopan, just to ensure that our services and our treatment of water is done to ensure that we continue meeting international standards, right? Because we use the water, but then where does it go? We do flush the toilet, but then where does it go? Like you said, we do take certain things for granted, and this is one of the things that we tend to just push on the side. But I have to ensure that our customers are aware that we are working towards that. We do end up getting a lot of complaints about manholes overflowing, etc., right? So additional to that, during our Easter, Christmas holidays, we have our crews that are on standby that are to respond immediately after we get these kinds of complaints. Leak repairs as well, etc. But we have our teams that will be there actively to ensure the comfort of the customer when it comes to sewer collection, addressing these kinds of overflows, and of course, if any leaks are identified or anything that is reported, we have our operation team that is there almost 24/7 available, right? So I must say our operations team have done a great job in addressing these kinds of complaints. And even during after Hurricane Lisa, when we dispatched our guys out there, we ended up getting everyone back with water in less than 24 hours, right? Yeah. So our operations team worked day and night. We even assisted the city councils and the town councils to clean up drains, to help drain the communities from that water from Lisa. And of course, our services were restored in less than 24 hours.
And I like that you brought up that you all use generators as well, because had you not, we would have all been without water with the same amount of time that we were out with electricity.
Yes.
So we did, as we commended BEL for acting swiftly, I think we kind of missed the mark with BWS, because you guys came. Like I never even noticed my water, my gun, right? So that's how.
Yes.
I'm sorry. It's not cut off with water. But yes, continue. Sorry.
Yes, and exactly. And we need to commend our team out there that worked, because, like you said, Hurricane Lisa came. Most of houses were flooded. So when the water receded, then we ended up having mud to deal with. What do you deal with it? What do you use to deal with it? You need water to clean and sanitize back your house. So that is what BWS is looking at, that we do depend on electricity. However, in these kinds of situations, we need to ensure that we provide those services to our customers as soon as possible. And of course, we had to make sure that we have our generators to kick in for that, right? So yes, kudos to my operations team because they did an awesome job then and they continue doing that now.
Definitely.
But I mean, as I know we're slowly coming to wrap, but you did mention the raffle, and I did just kind of want you to mention it one more time for our viewers that might have missed it. How can we enter, and what are we looking to win if we do?
All right. So to qualify to enter, it's signing up for our online portal. You could go on our website. It's right there. You can just sign up. All you need is your account number, and you create a username. What that does is allow you to have access to your entire bill scenario, meaning you can generate your own bill. You can see your payments, you can see your bill history, you can see graphs, anything that you want to say from last year. Maybe you felt I'm using too much water when compared to this year. But updating your communication preferences as well, which is your email, your phone number. You know, those are things I think a lot of people change and forget to update. And as well as number one, getting your water bill to zero before December 22nd, right? To $0.
For some of us, that's a difficult challenge because
money's being spent other places, right?
You have, I'm certain, I don't fall in that category, but I'm certain you have customers who pay something towards it, but never really bring it to a zero reducing balance, right?
They are. I definitely they are.
Yeah, I think we have.
I've heard of cases, that's why I know.
Yeah, we took it for granted, right? We put a leave it into a bill, but okay, we bring the balance down to zero, and then.
So once you meet those criteria, you automatically enter. We're able to generate those listings from just the system itself, and those will go into it. And December 29th, we're supposed to be announcing those winners, and there's going to be cash prizes. There are going to be small kitchen stuff like toasters and other stuff like that for the consolation.
So it's more than one prize,
right? It's a number of prizes because it's for all the different locations that we have, and then one grand prize which may include washer, dryers, that type of thing, televisions.
Nice.
So those are things that we definitely are looking towards, and getting our customers some sort of things that they say BWS doesn't give us anything.
Well, no, good incentive for get people to pay their bill.
Definitely. And we're going into January where we say it's hard time, right?
Maga
so we
season.
want to
Yeah.
but definitely.
Well, Raina, Paul, we want to thank you guys so much for coming in and, reminding us that water is an essential need, because it is. It's not like we don't know that, right? But it's always good to be reminded, and thank you so much for the hard work that you all do, bringing us proper water services every single day. Thank you both so much.
Thank you.
Thank you for having us, guys.
All right, we do got to take the break, Isani, and when we come back, there'll be more Open Your Eyes, so stay with us. We'll be right back.